students. So welcome back to your HRM class again. So now we will study about your electronic training. Okay, so the first one is your audio visual training. So it is more effective way of training. Okay, why? Because there will be video as well as audio over there. Okay, so here the training is given with the help of PPT, video conferencing, audio video tapes and etc. Okay, so here the training will be given, or whatever the videos and all will be played, it will be related to the job conditions or the situations, or maybe how to perform that particular task that will be shown in the computers. Okay, that is audio and video will be there. So the advantage of this kind of training is it is uniform to all training and it creates interest to the training. Okay, so the trainees will be very much interested to listen and to watch that particular videos and all. Okay, but the demerit is it is very costly, because implementation and all, it involves huge cost, and it is one way of communication. Suppose if there are questions among the trainees and all, if they want to ask any doubts and all, they cannot ask it. Okay, why? Because it is one way communication. Okay, the one who is giving the training only, he will be speaking, or the videos only that you have to see and understand. Okay, so you cannot clarify your doubt and all. Okay, then the next one is computer based training. Okay, so the name itself says here the training is given on the various modes. Okay, so the training is purely computer based over here. So here what happens, the knowledge of the trainees will be increased, or the skills. So once when the training is given, it will be evaluated. Okay, that is, maybe they will be given some tests on the computer and all, so that to know what is the effectiveness of training. Okay, so how well the trainee has learnt and all. Okay, then last is your online training. Okay, the name itself says online, that is with the help of your internet and computer. So the trainees can sit at their workplace only. So there will be a person who will give the training. Okay, so he will contact, or he will give the training by sitting in one place. Suppose if the training is to be given, okay, suppose if I have to give the training to some people and all, at that time I can sit in Sirsi and I can give the training from here only. Okay, the ones who are interested, see, now it is really common during this period. Okay, so training can be given to your Google Meet and all. Okay, so it has become common now. Our online class, okay, it is also a kind of training. I am sitting in the premises of the college and you people are sitting at your home. Okay, so here there is no barrier over here, so I can communicate to you, but again it is a one way communication. You people can revert me, but not currently. Okay, so once when you have heard this particular recording, after that you can clear your doubts. Okay, so this is again the example of your online training. See, just like if you don't have the internet connection, you cannot have the access to this particular video, right? Because in order to have an access to this video, you require YouTube, you require internet. Okay, and basically you require a mobile phone. Okay, so that is what your online training. So you are taking the training by sitting at your convenient places. Okay, so in the same way, with the help of your computer and your internet access, the training will be given to the trainee in his workplace itself. Okay, so then comes your training evaluation. Okay, so you can expect it for 2 marks. So evaluation means what? Now you have given the training to the employees. Okay, maybe the freshers or anybody, the current employees. So you have given the training. So now what happens, you have to see to what extent it is effective. Okay, that is what controlling and correcting the training program. Suppose whatever you have taught, whether the trainees have learnt it or not. Okay, suppose if you have taught them to operate the machinery, now you are going to know actually. Okay, when you have placed them in the actual workplace, you will come to know whether the training was effective or no. Okay, now suppose if you have taught somebody to type very fast in the training. Okay, how to type fast in the training. Okay, now when he is placed in the actual workplace, if his typing speed is same like before only, is the training effective? No, right? Okay, so what happens is, suppose if the speed has increased, at that it means that the training was effective. That is, the employee or the trainee has learned something from the training. Okay, so that is what evaluation. So it is an attempt to obtain information on the effects of training performance and to assess the value of training in light of the information procured. Okay, so how you are going to evaluate it? Maybe you are asking the people only. Okay, or maybe you are observing your employees, you are observing the trainees whoever have been trained. Okay, so that is what training evaluation. So you are controlling and correcting the training program. Then evaluation criteria, that is on what basis you are going to evaluate. So first thing you can come to know by their reaction only. Okay, so what was the reaction to the objectives of training, or the contents of training, methods of training, or maybe your period of training. Okay, so what was the reaction of the employees. Then learning quantity by the trainees. Okay, so to what extent they have grasped up that training. Okay, suppose if you are given the training regarding some software and all. Okay, so learning, to what extent you have learnt this particular program. Okay, so that is what learning. Now for example, for you people, now I am teaching you HRM, so the effectiveness or the evaluation of that particular whatever I have taught. Okay, so suppose if it just take the case. Okay, example, I am giving you a training in HRM. Okay, now I am giving you what online training, that is I am teaching you through online. So the effectiveness or the evaluation can be made only after your exams, that is by your scores I can understand. Suppose if you have written well, at that time if you will score well. Okay, if the result is good, at that time I can come to know that the training was effective. Okay, so that is what, to what extent the employee or the trainee has learnt. Okay, then next one is change in behavior regarding the work performance. Okay, so whether the performance of the trainee has changed or no, or whether it is same like before only, that is change. Okay, then use by organization. See, the ultimate goal of training is that the training should benefit the organization. Okay, so the company is not doing it for the welfare of the employee. Yes, obviously it is doing by some way, but the main motive or the main objective of your training is to achieve the organizational goals. Okay, so now once when the training is over, after giving the training, you are going to check the benefits of the employees. Okay, maybe in the form of increased productivity. Maybe before giving the training, your standard output was not maintained. Okay, now maybe after training, whether your standard output is met or no. Okay, then maybe morale or increase of sales turnover and all. Okay, so you are going to check it by the organization's use. Then value addition, that is the result. Okay, that is what, whether there is change in trainee's personality, or whether there is change in his performance, or maybe is there any development. Okay, or whether he has made a reduction in being absent, or maybe reduction in labor turnover and all. So that will become that, by this way you will come to know whether training was effective or not. Okay, say suppose there is labor turnover in your organization. Okay, labor turnover means what, employee leaving the organization. So now what you will think, I have to stop this, so I will give good training to my employees. Okay, so now after giving training, okay, if the employees stay for the organization, okay, stay and work for the organization for a longer period of time, it means that your training was effective. Okay, now even after training also, if the employees are leaving the organization, it means there is a serious problem. That means your training wasn't effective. So it helps you to take the corrective measures. It will help you to find the loopholes in the organization. Suppose if it is effective, good. If it is not effective, then you have to find the alternative solutions for that particular problem. Okay, so evaluation criteria, it has been given by many people. Okay, many people have given their approaches. So I have taken here one approach, that is your Kirkpatrick approach. Okay, so according to Kirkpatrick, training can be evaluated in 4 levels. Okay, first one by the reaction. Okay, so were the participants pleased with the program? Okay, so what was their reactions? Then learning. Okay, what did they learn from the training program? Okay, then behavior, was there any change in the behavior on what they have learned? Suppose for example, if there is a seminar on morals, values and all. Okay, so now first thing, what is the reaction, okay, of the trainees? Then whether they have implemented that in their daily life, or whether they have changed or no. Then results. Okay, so your results means what, did the change in the behavior positively affect the organization or no? Okay, so that is the approach given by Kirkpatrick. Okay, the next, the things which are coming, those are for 2 marks. Okay, promotion we have already studied. It means to change from one job to higher level of job. So in promotion there will be increase in your status, increase in your salary, also there will be increase in the responsibilities. Then comes your dry promotion. Okay, suppose as I have told you, in promotion there will be increase in salary and all. Okay, but suppose if they have increased your responsibilities. Okay, if there is increase in your status but if your salary remains the same, that is known as dry promotion. Okay, so what is the use? They are giving you increased responsibility, higher post, but your salary remains the same, it's of no use. Okay, so that is what dry promotion. Then comes transfer. Okay, so transfer, it is movement of employees from one department to another department, or maybe one plant to another. Suppose if somebody is working as a manager in bank manager in Sirsi Syndicate Bank. Okay, then what happens? They will be transferred to some other, say Yellapur Syndicate Bank. That is what transfer. So here there won't be change in the role. Okay, whatever the job you are doing, it is the same. Whatever the salary you are receiving, it is same. Okay, only the departments or maybe the workplace will be different. Okay, so there won't be any change in duties, responsibilities and status. Then demotion. Okay, so demotion, it is downward movement of an employee. Suppose if you are working as a manager, they will demote you to be a clerk. Okay, that is lower status and lower salary. Suppose if as a manager you were receiving 25,000, as a clerk you will be receiving 15,000. That is demotion. Okay, so causes for demotion, once it was asked in the examination. Okay, so maybe breach of discipline. Okay, so to maintain discipline, suppose if the employee has broken or breached the rules and regulations, so as a form of punishment they can be demoted. Okay, then mistake in promotion. Okay, suppose if an employee was wrongly promoted, at that time he can be demoted. Then reduction in staff, if a company or an institution reduces in the number of its staff, okay, then demotion may take place. Suppose now in this current scenario and all. Okay, so the company, our country, or we can say even the entire world is facing the crisis. Okay, so maybe in order to reduce the staff, there may be demotion. Then mistake in work performance, again if the employee fails to perform his works and duties, or maybe he is not performing in the satisfactory way, at that time he can be demoted. Then physical inability, suppose if the employee has losses ability, okay, maybe if he has got handicapped and all, at that time he might not be able to perform the current job, at that time he might be demoted to some lower job and all. Okay, so that's about your demotion. Then comes your dismissal. Okay, so it is what? Removing of an employee from payroll. Payroll means what? Whatever you are paying. Okay, so there will be a register called payroll, wherein you will write the names against the amount paid. Okay, so what will be the salary paid, what was the PF given, what was the ESI that is been deducted from your salary, everything will be there in your payroll. So here under your dismissal, the name of the employee will be removed from the payroll for violating the rules and regulations, or if performance is unsatisfactory. Okay, then comes your layoff. Okay, so layoff, this refers to failure, refusal or inability of an employer on account of an employee. See, layoff, it is common during this COVID situation. Okay, many companies are terminating the employees, they are laying off the employees. Okay, maybe it may be either temporary or it may be permanent also. Okay, temporary means what? So temporarily they are telling the employees, for maybe for 2 months or 3 months you stay at home, we will call you after that. Okay, permanent means what? Without giving the notice, okay, or maybe without giving any salary and all. Okay, they will remove them from the job, that is what? Layoff. Okay, so sometimes if it is temporary, their name will be remain in the their name will remain in the payroll. Okay, so this is all about training chapter. Okay, so today we are going to complete the third chapter as well. So tomorrow we will begin with the new chapter, compensation. Okay, so thank you, have a nice day.